Hey guys, welcome to this quick LiveHeats tutorial for Moguls competitions. In this demo, I'll quickly run through the process of logging in as a director, setting up your event, getting the athletes into the event, running live judging, and then completing your competition. To get started, go to liveheats.com in your web browser and log in with your director account. If you don't yet have an organization set up on LiveHeats, simply click Run Event on the top right and set up your organizer profile. Once you're logged in as a director, you'll land on the event dashboard. Here, you can create your event. I'll go ahead and do Moguls Champs 2021 test. Beneath that, you'll be asked which series this event belongs to. The series is what you'll select based on what calendar year you're up to. So, for example, this organization has a 2019 series set up. I'm just going to leave that as is. The start date of the competition and then the end date of the competition and the next up for selection, and then the divisions that are in our competition. So for this Moguls competition, I'm just going to go ahead and remove our slopestyle divisions. And now we have a range of divisions there for Moguls. And we'll go ahead and create the event. Once the event is created, the next step is to get our athletes into this event. There's a few ways to do this. The first way is to have the athletes register themselves. To do that, you'll click this public event page link here, and this will provide you with the public registration link that you can share with your athletes for registration. If you're in a country that's supported by our payment gateway Stripe, you can accept payments with your registrations. For more information on how to use payments with LiveHeats, just get in contact with your LiveHeats representative, and we'd be happy to talk you through that. As a basic overview for our registration process, the athlete would click on this register button, they would log in with their LiveHeats account, they would choose the division they'll be participating in, and then they'll go ahead and confirm their division. Once confirmed, they'll see a page that looks like this, and then you as the director will come back to your event dashboard, and you'll now see you have 2 athletes registered. If you are not using our registration platform, the easiest way to get your athletes into the competition is by importing them. You can import one file for your whole event by using this button down here. And if you click on the question mark, you'll see there a template format CSV file that you can use. That will relink you to our help center to view the template for the import CSV. Alternatively, you can add or import athletes into a particular division. Adding, you simply click Add Athlete, type in the athlete name or select them from the drop-down, and they'll be added to your particular division. In this test, I'm just going to import a set of athletes for this one division. So I'm just going to find some dummy data on my desktop. Once your athletes are in your division, you can now set up your start list. With Moguls, we support start list format and heat format. In our start list format, it will take all of the athletes in our list here and it will seed them into a start list based on the order of the seeding that's in here. We've also assigned the bib numbers in the import. If we need to change bib numbers, we go to the athlete tab, we click seed, bib, and we can edit the bib number here. So say we want to change that one to 98, for example. We can also edit the team that's displayed there. So that's like their club, their nationality, their school, whatever the team in this particular event is. When we're ready to then set up our start list, we can come to the division settings. And this is where we can set up the different settings that we'll use to create our start list. So in this case, we have 1 round. We're not going to do qualification and finals. We're just going to do 1 round. And we're also not going to have progression between the runs in the round. We're going to leave it as all athletes get to do both runs. And we go down to advanced. Here we can set the number of counting rides or runs, as well as the maximum number of rides or runs. So in this case, we're going to do 2 runs per athlete and the best 1 run counts for the total leaderboard. We can go ahead, once we're happy with that, and click this Draw Heats button, and that will create the start list for our first run, as well as our second run. If we want to do progression between the runs, we can go in here and set default progression between run and a round, and say we only want to take the top 8 athletes from the first run and give them a chance at a second run, we can save that. And then that will now set this up so we have, once we've redrawn the heats, it will set it up so that we have the first run start list is done, and then the second run start list will depend on the results from the first run. I'll just remove that setting for the demo and redraw. Once we've drawn all of our heats, we can now go to the schedule and we can organize the order of all of the runs in our schedule. You can set the start time of your competition. You can add breaks if you're running multiple days, for example, by setting the restart time of the second day and then dragging that into position. And you can also drag your divisions around in order. If you're doing a split panel or double banking, you can set up 2 banks. Simply drag your second, your whatever you would like to go on the second course or bank to this area here. Once that's done, we can now go ahead and set this as draw published. What that'll do is it'll make the start list and the schedule visible on the public-facing version of the LiveHeats platform. And now we can click into this particular division that we've just set up, and the athletes can now view both of the start lists for run 1 and run 2. When we're ready to now set up our judges' devices, it's really simple. We open up a device like a phone or a tablet, and we start logging in with the judge credentials that you were provided in your Welcome to LiveHeats email. On those devices, visit liveheats.com and log in with the judge credentials. In this demo, I've just opened up another tab here, and I'm already logged in as a judge, so I can just pretend that the tab you can see on the right-hand side is our judge's device. The judge clicks on the event that they're judging, and then in Moguls, they'll be asked, are you judging the turns or the airs category? I'll go ahead and select turns. On this page on the left-hand side, we'll pull up our head judge screen, and this is what the head judge can use to monitor the scores as they're coming through from the judges. If you would like to have head judges approve the scores, head to the event settings, click on the judging tab, and then you can select from some different advanced judging settings, such as head judge must approve scores or drop high and low scores. Once we're ready to start the first run in our schedule, the head judge clicks the start button down on the bottom right, and that activates the judge's scorecard. The judge can now tap in and they can put the score in for the particular category that they're judging. And then over here on the head judge page, we'll now see that score appear. So we only have one score in from one judge in the turns category. And then when the judge then enters their score for the air category, we'll now see that number update. The judges simply move through each of the different athletes in the start list by entering the scores. If there's a case like a DNS, they can use the modifier to add a DNS. Likewise, a DNF can be added by either the judges or the head judge can add them on the behalf of the individual judges. Once the judges have scored all of the athletes in the start list, the head judge can view here the overall standings, the positions, as well as the requirements to advance through this particular run. On the public-facing side, the public will now be able to view the start list for this first run, as well as the leaderboard for this particular run. When we're ready to end the first run and move into the second run in this particular round, we start and then we end, and then we get ready to start the next run. Now the judges will see the first run and they can start entering the score for each athlete on the second run. The system will automatically pick up their top counting run based on our settings to put that data into the leaderboard. So you can see now that this athlete has improved their position and they've moved to first place overall. The public can now see that run 1 is complete and they can come down here to run 2 and view the leaderboard. This will be showing their top scoring run from both of the runs. So it's sort of the result as at run 2. The start list will show the start list for run 2. So the spectators can flick between those views there. Once all the scores are in, the head judge can now end the final run in this round, and we've completed our round for that Moguls competition. And that's all you need to do. You start the heats, the judges put the scores in, you end the heats, and you move your way through the comp. At the end of the competition, you might like to update your event to results published, and that will then publish that competition in your rankings leaderboard if you do a ranking over a series of events. If you have any questions about using LiveHeats, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Alternatively, you can use the help center within LiveHeats with full access to all the instructions you need to run your competition. Thanks a lot.